All right, let's do this.
There's something weird about driving through a town when you've lived a lot of life in it, because you're not just seeing what's here now, you're seeing what used to be. Every street, every turn, every random building, it all kind of pulls you back into different moments, different seasons, different chapters of your life. And today I just felt like following that. There's no plan, no real agenda, just driving. Driving past the apartments, the condos, the neighborhoods I used to call home, and thinking about how much has changed, not just in Branson, but in me too. Because before real estate, before all of this, I was here as an entertainer, on stage, in shows, trying to make something happen in a town that's built on entertainment, tourism, and constant change. And the crazy thing is, Branson's evolved just like I have. Some things got better, some things disappeared, some things stayed exactly the same. So this video, it's not really a tour, it's more like a drive through memory lane mixed with a look at what this town has become. And yeah, I think you'll see Branson a little differently after this.
So this was where it all began, really, right here at Golden Oaks Apartments. It was this unit right here on the top left that I first rented when I moved to Branson 21 years ago. Crazy. But yeah, that unit actually burnt down, crazy enough. After I had moved in here, or moved out rather, I got a call from a friend of mine that was like, hey, didn't you used to live in Golden Oaks? It's like, yeah. I was like, that top left you in the second building? I'm like, yeah. He was like, that is toast. And it was just crazy. It was surreal because I went and drove by it and saw that it was just completely charcoaled to the ground. And I don't know what happened, but it was just a creepy feeling, and knowing that just not that long ago I used to live in that unit. Could have very well been me if I decided to stay there. But yeah, so that's was my first place that I rented. It was like $550 a month is what I was paying there, me and my dog Freckles. So when I moved here from Dallas Fort Worth, I had not too much. I had my dog, my guitar, a couple of trash bags of just random stuff, a suitcase of clothes, and a couple of boxes of just keepsake stuff. Really, I had no furniture. It was really a bachelor pad there. I had like my Xbox, I think a TV that my aunt had donated to me, one of those big wooden swivel oak, big oak TVs, 30 something inch TV that still had the manual knobs on it, like from the 80s. Maybe in the 70s, I don't know. But yeah, I had a little bachelor pad right there for a couple of years when I was working at Country Tonight. That was my first gig out here in Branson. Good times. Just down the road over here on Bird Road was my next place that I lived in with one of my castmates when I worked at Shoji's over here at Fox Point Condos. This was 2007 probably. Here they are. We shared a place here about 6 months or so. This was right when I was auditioning for American Idol also. So this was a big transition of my life here in Branson. For those of you that don't know, I was a top 10 male finalist in 2008. And It was during this time that I didn't really know where my life was going to be heading, and I left Shoji's. I was working at Mel's Hard Luck Diner for about 7 years. I didn't know it was going to be 7 years at the time, but that was a big chapter of my life. Living here with Jeremy, one of the guys I used to perform with at Shoji's. We had a little place down right over here. These are long-term rentals only. There's no short-term rental here at Fox Point, but they're definitely on the more affordable side for anybody that's looking to own one or rent one out for long-term renters. This is a great area. And this was all of this area behind us is where the Super Walmart and the Home Depot, Target over here on Branson Hills Parkway is just connected on the back end. You can kind of sneak into the back end of the Walmart Supercenter was over there, and all the other shopping down there. That was all being developed when I first moved here. That whole hillside was being cleared. I remember I came here. I also had a bike that I picked up on Facebook or something. I don't remember where I found that, because that was like 06, maybe 05. It was like right after I moved here. I got this bike. I'm from Texas, so I wanted to, have something recreational, and I got a bike, but I was not used to the hills down here. I talked about this in another video that picked up this bike and was going down when they were clearing the way for the Home Depot and that Target across the way over there. It's fine driving around here with a bicycle as long as you're going downhill. It was getting back up the hill to go home that I was not thinking about, and I don't think I kept that bike for very long at all. It was for sure a learning experience. So yeah. All right, this is where it all began for me here at the Americana Theater. 2005, the winter of 2005, I guess February, right at the end, when I moved here and got my first gig here at the Americana Theater for Country Tonight, and had some really good memories here performing. Yeah, right across the way over there was the Thunderbird Inn, which is now Chick-fil-A. Kind of weird. We used to watch all the extended stay residents having a good time over there. That pool that was over there is now buried underneath that little whatever you call that, dining area, outdoor dining area. Hadn't been over here in a very long time. The marquee is still exactly the same. Jennifer used to be in this theater, for many of you who are longtime Bransonites. Yeah, that's where Jennifer used to be, and you could probably leave me some comments down below of what you remember being here at the Americana Theater, maybe before I was there at Country Tonight. Clay Cooper did his last season with Country Tonight with me in 06. He was still getting his morning show off the ground, and then he eventually was over at the old Mo Bandy Theater, which is completely demolished. So much has changed in 20 years here in Branson. The Strip, for sure, as I'm driving down around here, a lot of memories. of how things used to be. This is kind of what this video is about, I guess. And look, they've got the Cheddars. Oh, go ahead. Just go right on ahead. Got the Cheddars here in Branson finally. That was a big rumor for a long time. And that finally happened. Now they just need to get a cheesecake factory. I know. Nobody wants more chains around here. But I would love a cheesecake factory. It's one of my favorite restaurants. But yeah, so 2 years at Country Tonight there. And then I did about 6-7 months at Shoji Tabuchi's show. Then I'll show you while I was working at Mel's Hard Luck Diner, I started the move over to the Foothills. I'll show you that place here in just a minute. All right, this is Green Mountain Drive. Kind of runs parallel with the middle of the strip, just south of the strip here. And man, I drove this road many times. A lot of the Thousand Hills condos are going to be right over here. There's the golf course for Thousand Hills right down there. A lot of new construction going up. They're putting in the Platinum Park luxury condos right over there. There's the Thousand Hills leasing office. So this was really my beginning of me leasing with Thousand Hills, several different condos, which I'm taking you to the Foothills now. We're coming up on Wildwood. Now this dispensary right here is so sketchy to me. This used to be a steakhouse. I don't know why you need a humongous building like that for a dispensary. But it's always puzzled me. I think of dispensaries as, you know, like in a shopping mall area, a little corner store type place. Why do you need so much square footage if it's really a dispensary? What do you think? All right, so we're coming down on Wildwood here. The Thousand Hills clubhouse is right over there, and then got the links. The fairway is up here on the right, and then over here on the left is the Foothills. They just put these 3-bedroom condos down the hill over there a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. The rest of these are all 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos, your typical Thousand Hills condos. Now I say that, but these are quite a bit larger than many of the other Thousand Hills condo units that you'll find, but they're all, you know, that mid 90s, same kind of layout, I guess. Just one big loop here, and in the middle is the clubhouse. And this is going to be a mix of like your long-term and short-term rental. And when I lived here, obviously it was, you know, on a long-term lease. But I've sold quite a few as short-term rentals over the years because they have the indoor and outdoor pool. Right here is the clubhouse. They've got indoor, outdoor pool, hot tub. They've got a sauna. There's a little gym in there. My unit was like right across the way over there, building E. Yeah, I was there 2-3 years, I guess, until about 09. And then moved to Stonebridge. There's my old stomping grounds, the Grand Village and Mel's Hard Luck Diner. This is right on Glory Road and 76 here in the Grand Village shops. Yeah, Kringle's Christmas store is right in there. The Thomas Kincaid Gallery and Sugar Leaf Bakery is down in the back over there. And then right over there used to be the Grand Palace, which is now the aquarium. Used to park my car right over there where that big octopus is at. And walk over to the diner, pull my double shift. Yeah, if you've never been to Mel's Hard Luck Diner, it's a really cool place. It's the home of the Singing Servers. A lot of good memories there, and a lot of my good friends that I've worked with for a long time over there still work there. You can go and say hi to a lot of them. Shout out to Kelly Bryant, Matt Kester, Stephanie, Jimmy. Miss all those guys. I used to go right across the street over here to the Mexican restaurant for lunch, because when you work in a restaurant and eat diner food all day, you want something else. Yeah, that Wanderworks was not there. One of my favorite things about Branson was when they used to do the midnight cruise at the end of July, right before the kids would go back to school. All those old cars, classic cars, would show up for the weekend. Leave me a comment if you remember the midnight cruise. It was awesome. People used to put up all of their lawn chairs, park them starting on like a Thursday. The midnight cruise happened on like a Saturday night at midnight, but people would start coming in town because they would have the show usually down at the Shepherd of the Hills Parkway, set up all the cars for, you know, just, I'm sure there was like some kind of contest or something for all those people that are into the classic cars. And then you would take your car, register it for the parade, and they would parade down the strip here at midnight on Saturday. And people would just sit, and it was just piled with lawn chairs all down the strip for everybody to go and watch all those old cars. It was pretty cool. This is one of my favorite places to eat. I always recommend. Flavor. Home cooking. Very similar to Cheddar's, but you know, locally owned. Good fried chicken. If you like that southern classic comfort food, you need to go check them out. But we're back over here at the Americana Theater. I'm gonna take you guys up to Stonebridge and just kind of reminisce a little bit. I do have a link for a video that I made a long time ago about Stonebridge. If you have been ever looking at condos or homes, maybe not necessarily nightly rentals, but to like relocate and live on a golf course community, a master plan community, there's all kinds of luxury homes, townhomes, helicopters going up above me here. Anyway, I'll drop a link up top for that video that I made on Stonebridge. I'll just show you some of the condos that I used to live in while I was out there, as I've lived in just about all of them. Hey, realtor, I'm going to 7 Par Lane.
Okay, just to look at it? Or?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks. All right, I'm gonna take you guys down to where all the condos are at, where I used to live. Stonebridge brings back a lot of memories. This is when I had Caden. He was little bitty when I lived here, and my oldest son, Nathan. So I had a teenager and a brand new baby. Single dad for a little bit here. But it was good times. Coming up into the fairways and the villas. And there's the pool. Here was my first condo down there on Birdie Lane when I first moved to Stonebridge. These all have private garages, which at the time when I first was living over here, this was a huge step up for me. To get my own garage. And these were just massively nicer than anything that I'd ever lived in before. I talked about this in that video that I did on Stonebridge. You know, just the peace and the serenity out here. That's really what you get when you decide to move out to one of these master planned communities that's really set apart and literally physically and spiritually, I feel like, apart from the rest of all of the craziness of Branson. When you are local here, you get really caught up in the day in and day out, at least for me, because, you know, being in the entertainment world originally, and working at the diner for all those years, in those early days, coming home to this place with the views out here, I'll show you. Let's go up the hill here. These all, you know, are 2 and 3 bedroom condos, big screened in porches that would overlook the Ozark Mountains. You can see the storms rolling in. I have my dog Wilson out here. So right up the hill, this is probably like during the crash of '09, I didn't know it at the time, but I was paying my rent, and then I got a call from Thousand Hills saying, hey, we need you to get out because your place is being foreclosed on. I was like, what? Where's my rent going? It was crazy. They ended up offering me cash for keys, basically worked out a deal. This was this building right here, building 27, that I lived in. They moved me up here. It was a non-furnished unit, so they gave me some extra cash to be able to go and buy my own furnishings, because the place I was in was fully furnished. And then all of that was just fields, you know, like they had started to build this right when I moved up the hill to Par Lane up there. Of course, right, you know, I was sitting on my deck up there and being very happy that I was now at the very top of the hill. The views are phenomenal up there. And then all those years that I was living down here with that vacant, all those vacant lots, because they looked like they had put sewer and electric and all of that in, like they were going to build, and then they just stopped during the crash, right? And then somebody bought it and developed it into those new condos there, and they were just starting the construction on that right when I moved up here to the top of the hill and blocked my sunset views. I was really bummed. So up here, this is Par Lane I was telling you about. I'll show you the views up here. Pretty awesome. I used to play it in that little yard area right there. Okay, it was little. Play baseball and.
Hit the ball, okay? You run to first base. Go to first base.
You gotta go to first. He got his first bike and rode around in this parking lot right here. Kaden got a bike. It's a surprise. Two.
And a sergeant went to have. Here too. There you go.
And we would go and hike up, go on adventures into the woods up there. Let's do that. I want to go revisit this place. Haven't been in forever. I'll take you guys with me, show you where me and Caden used to go for our little hiking adventures. This will be fun. There's all the condo buildings down there. Always come up here. It's really not that far, but for him and I, and certainly for him, he was always stoked about just getting lost in the woods. There's quite a few other proper trails down by the driving range that we used to hike when he was really little too. But he used to do this quite a bit. Hopefully we don't run into any snakes or anything. That would be not so good. Yeah, here we are. Pretty awesome, right? You got all of this to look out over every day when you come home. I think there's a fire or something out that way. This overlooks 465, the Ozark Mountain High Road. They're trying to call this 76 now. They've redone the map. It's kind of weird to me, but this will always be the high road to me. Looks like somebody was doing a fire pit or something down there. Somebody else found this place too. Anyway. Big accident. Hope they're okay. They're right over here by the new SDC resort. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I got to get back home and tag team with the wife with the kids. So if you enjoyed this kind of, I know this is kind of a vlog style video. If you enjoyed this kind of video, I thought I'd do something a little different than what I normally do. If you're into this kind of vlog style, let me know down in the comments, and I'll definitely try to crank more of these kinds of videos out. I always want to, be tuned in to what my audience is wanting. We're getting a lot of new subscribers to the channel, and so I've been doing a lot of relocation content as of late. Of course, all of my STR vacation rental content is on the playlist. But I might start doing more of these vlog style videos of just being out and about in Branson. This one was just more of going down memory lane with you guys and letting you get to know me and my history, my past as a entertainer, and just every place that I've lived around here in Branson. So yeah, for sure, let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. And until next time, guys, I'm Jason with Great Branson Homes. Follow for the local truth and not the hype.